and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books we are reading from July to December for the Lamentable library in 2022. So, if you don't know already, I am part of an amazing Gothic book club called Lamentable Library, which is hosted by Kelly over at the Velvet Library, and I'm just so pleased that she invited me to get involved because it's really introduced me to some great Gothic books. It's introduced me to some not so great Gothic books, but it's also, you know, it's a hit and a miss. It's a book club. The books are always different, and it's really, really fun to kind of pick up a whole variety of different things in a genre that I really enjoy. But we're planning on being less chaotic and certainly more organised for 2022, and we have already picked all of the books we're going to read in the following year. Now, if you have got to here, chances are you will have already seen Kelly's part 1, where she talks about all of the books we're going to read from January to June. I am here to talk about all the books we're planning on reading from July to December. Let's start with July's pick then. For July we will be reading The Burning Girls. This is a thriller. I'm just going to quickly run through the synopsis for you so you can get a general gist. We have Welcome to Chapel Croft. For Reverend Jack Brooks and teenage daughter Flo, it's supposed to be a fresh start. New job, new home, but as Jack knows, the past isn't easily forgotten. And in a close-knit community where the residents seem as proud as they are haunted by Chapel Croft's history, Jack must tread carefully. Ancient superstitions as well as a mistrust of outsiders is hard to overcome, yet right away Jack has more frightening concerns. Why is Flo plagued by visions of burning girls? Who is sending them sinister, threatening messages? And why did no one mention that the last vicar killed himself? Chapel Croft's secrets lie deep and dark as the tomb. Jack wouldn't touch them if not for Flo. Anything to protect Flo. But the past is catching up with Chapel Croft and with Jack, for old ghosts with scores to settle will never rest. So I'm really intrigued by the fact that it has, much like with a couple of other books we read from Lamentable Library, it has those religious elements, religious conflict, it's a small town thriller, it's going to be, I'm hoping, quite insidious. So there's like a whole mixture of things in this that I'm really excited for, which is why I picked it, and also because I've got a really swanky hardback. So couldn't hurt that I've got that as well. So for August we are reading Melmoth by Sarah Perry. I haven't got a copy of this yet, but I'm planning to get one very, very soon. But I have read The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I wasn't a massive fan, but this book was recommended to me by my friend Sean, who is also a fan of some insidious Gothic books and knows that I very much like a historical book as well. This is going to be tying in historical fiction with Gothic fiction as well. So again, I'll just do a quick run through the synopsis for you. For centuries, the mysterious dark-robed figure has roamed the globe, searching for those whose complicity and cowardice have fed into the rapids of history's darkest waters. And now, in Sarah Perry's breathtaking follow-up to The Essex Serpent, it is heading in our direction. It has been years since Helen Franklin left England. In Prague, working as a translator, she has found a home of sorts, or at least refuge. That changes when her friend Carol discovers a mysterious letter in the library, a strange confession, a curious warning that speaks of Melmoth the Witness, a dark legend found in obscure fairy tales and antique village lore. As such superstition has it, Melmoth travels through the ages, dooming those she persuades to join her to a damnation of timeless, itinerant solitude. To Helen, it all seems the stuff of unlightened fantasy. But unaware, as she wanders the cobblestone streets, Helen is being watched, and then Carol disappears. So again, yeah, Gothic, historical fiction. I'm intrigued by this one, but I'm not as excited about it as some of the other ones on the list, just because I haven't really enjoyed Sarah Perry's writing style before, but I've been told that I will love this one, so I will give it a go. For September, we will be reading Death Comes to Pemberley. This is a adaptation of the narrative of Pride and Prejudice, obviously, which is set somewhat at Pemberley. This follows Darcy and now Mrs. Darcy, as was Elizabeth Bennet, when someone they know is murdered. They get caught up in the mystery of it all, and then there are ties to family members of theirs. Now, P.D. James is a great mystery writer. I really enjoyed their writing style previously. They write very simplistic mysteries, but they're quite easy to get wrapped up in it, and obviously the fact that it's a retelling of a story that I really like, but even more insidious is obviously something I really enjoy. So this will be a reread for me, but I'm still really excited to do it, and I'm really excited to see what Kelly has to say about this book. For October, we will be reading Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. This was a pick from me. I got this as an audiobook, and I don't know much about it except that Jess Kidd was one of my lecturers at uni, and while she didn't teach me Gothic fiction, I know that a lot of her writing has very Gothic tropes. And this one I think is one of the first books that she published, so I think she published this shortly after being my lecturer, which is just really exciting because she's really lovely, and I just thought this was a great way to champion someone who taught me a lot, and hopefully I will love her book. But again, as I don't have a copy, I'll give you a brief run through of the synopsis. Bridie Devine, female detective extraordinaire, is confronted with the most baffling puzzle yet: the kidnapping of Christabel Berwick, secret daughter of Sir Edmund Athelstan Berwick, a peculiar child whose reputed supernatural powers have captured the unwanted attention of collectors trading curiosities in the age of discovery. Winding her way through the labyrinthine, sooty streets of Victorian London, Birdie won't rest until she finds the young girl, even if it means unearthing a past she'd rather keep buried. Luckily, her search is aided by an enchanted cast of characters, including a 7-foot-tall housemaid, a melancholic, tattoo-covered ghost, and an avuncular apothecary. But secrets abound in this foggy underworld where a spectacle is king and nothing is quite as it seems. Blending darkness and light, history and folklore, Things in Jars is a spellbinding Gothic mystery that collapses the boundary between fact and fairy tale to stunning effect and explores what it means to be human in inhuman times. So again, yeah, really excited for that one. For November, we have Foul is Fair. Now, this was just an excuse to have it on my TBR again, essentially, because I have TBR'd it twice. I really want to read it, and I just haven't got to it yet. This is a Shakespeare retelling, very Macbethian, essentially about a young woman who is assaulted at a party and then goes out and gets revenge on the men that assaulted her. I imagine this is going to be riddled with trigger warnings for sexual assault, violence, blood, gore, etc. But it's also going to be incredibly insidious because she's not just punishing them, she's getting revenge for all womankind, essentially. And I have a really strong suspicion it's going to get very visceral very quickly, which, you know, I like that. I like this concept. I like this story idea. It just sounds sick. I need to get to it. I'm devastated I have to wait until November to read it, but I've waited this long and I've been putting it off, so I'm so excited to get to this one. It sounds sick. There is a very short synopsis on the back of this that says, Jade Kanjara and her best friends rule the glittering LA circle. They decide how the party ends every night but one. But now there's no mercy left and the girls won't rest until they get bloody satisfaction. So yes, I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. And then our December pick is a bit more Christmassy as murder mysteries go. We are going for Mystery in White by J. Jefferson Farjan. On Christmas Eve, heavy snowfall brings a train to a halt near the village of Himmersby. Several passengers take shelter in the deserted country house, where there is a fire lit and a table laid for tea, but no one is at home. Trapped together for Christmas, the passengers are seeking to unravel the secrets of the empty house when a murderer strikes in their midst. The classic Christmas mystery has been republished for the first time since the 1930s with an introduction by the award-winning crime writer Martin Edwards. So this is another reread for me. I didn't necessarily enjoy it the first time, but I think I was just not in the right headspace. It was whilst I was teaching and I was trying to just kind of escape, whereas this time I'm leaning into Christmas mysteries, and I've really enjoyed reading some short story Christmas mysteries recently. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a nice mixture of the two and that I can pick this up and appreciate it a bit more for what it is. So yes, those are the picks from July to December. I'm really excited to get to all of these, obviously, but let me know in the comments down below which ones you're intrigued by and whether you'll be joining us. We'll be doing live streams every month and alternating between mine and Kelly's channel, so you'll be able to find the live streams here, and we will be posting on the Discord and the Twitter more regularly what books are coming up and when. And more importantly, over on Waypoint we will be offering a discount code so that you can buy the Lamentable Library books through the Discord and through Waypoint Books, and get those books a little bit quicker and a little bit cheaper so that you can get involved in this book club. So links to all of that will be on the Discord, and the information for that will be down below. I don't think there's anything else. I think I've covered everything that I need to cover. I'm sure there's something I've forgotten, but if you haven't been over to watch Kelly's video, make sure you do so, and other than that, I hope you have a nice day and I'll see you next time.